Hi, it's Adam here again. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to set exams. So in the first episode, if you haven't seen it already, we went through how to actually build an exam. Here we're going to look at how to set an exam to your class. So again, you're going to be faced with this main interface every time you go to the exams tab to browse, build or set. So let's say we've built an exam and we saved it as a draft, or we published to our department, or maybe a department member has published to us, and we actually now want to go ahead and set an exam. So what we do is we click set exam. We're basically faced with this screen here. So what we're going to be looking at first of all is selecting our group. Now here is a demo account that I'm in, so obviously we have a lot of different groups here. You should obviously only see the groups that you have. But if we go ahead and select PE GCSE group, let's say OCR GCSE PE. Here I've got an option to actually choose an exam that I've already built, or I can actually build the exam from here as well. So if I hadn't gone into build exam, but I've gone into set exam, I could actually build it from scratch. But let's say I want to choose one that's already been created before. So here you can see I've got a number of pre-made exams. Obviously these are all test exams really, but let's just say I want to go for this mock assignment 1. Simply just click set exam. It will load that exam into your page. Here we can actually choose whether we want to assign it to our whole group, or let's say we only want to assign it to students that might have missed the lesson or who need to catch up on things or whatever. And you then, if you click that, get a list of different students in your group, and you can obviously decide to set a number of different random students, as you can see here. For this purpose, let's just say I want to assign it to the whole group. What I do now is I actually decide what my start and end date is. Pretty self-explanatory. You know, when do you want the exam to open so kids can actually do it, and when do you want the deadline to be? And you literally just click onto the right date and the right time. Then you choose whether you want it to be mandatory or not mandatory. Most of the time we find teachers obviously want to set this as mandatory work, so the students have to do it. Our software does require you to set a minimum score. Now, if you want to set a minimum score of 1%, just so you can actually set the exam, but you don't really want there to be a minimum, that's fine. Again, we encourage teachers to use this to actually, give students something to aim for, 60%, 70%, whatever you want. Let's just go for 60 in this particular case. Exam type, again, practiced or assessed exam, depending on the level of structure you want and how official you want this to be. Let's say we want it to be assessed. The time limit given is something that the software has calculated for you. Now, if you want to change that, that's absolutely fine. Some people want to have a nice round number, so let's say 15 minutes. We've got here the name of the exam, so if I just delete that and we just call it mock assignment 1. And then in here you basically would write any instructions that you want to give to the students. Things such as, make sure you spend an equal amount of time on questions, make sure you read the question thoroughly, all that stuff that you might normally see in the front of an exam paper. That's entirely up to you what you want to put there. Once you've done that, you're ready to set the exam. Now, obviously mine is not able to be set because I haven't actually put a start and end date in, but when you do that, this would go to green and you'd click set exam and then it's done. What would then happen is your students would get an email into their inbox with a notification, and when they log in as well, they would get a notification as well that they've been set an exam, and they would know when the end date is. And essentially, once the students have completed it, you will then get a notification and you'll be ready to mark. So that's really how you set an exam using ExamSimulator. It's dead simple, very straightforward. And yeah, in the next episode, what we're going to do is actually start to look at how to mark the exams, which is, in my opinion, the most exciting bit of the whole platform. Cheers.